I love it. We are back. Hello. Welcome back to Chris and Veronica show, chrisandveronica.com. My name is Chris, and this is...
Hey, Veronica.
Find us on all the socials everywhere. We are doing unscripted for some of these here. So
Be prepared. Be scared.
yeah, be prepared for whatever that thing is we're not prepared for. Essentially meaning we didn't do show prep. And so we're just going to come up with some sort of random thing to talk about, which should be fun. I don't know. What were the topics that we were talking about?
I picked the last two. It's your turn to pick this one.
Oh my gosh. It's my responsibility. I don't have a list. So
What do you think off the top of your head?
right? Yeah, hairstyles. That's off the top of your
Oh my
head.
God, we wanna
right?
go down
Marge
that way.
Simpson. You want that like big like beehive thing?
We should start off with what we have.
Favorite dogs, big or little?
I'm not a dog person. I'm a cat.
Yeah, cats. Favorite, like I said, favorite cats.
Favorite cats. The ones with fur.
Burmese. Aren't they the ones with fur? The big
My
ones?
first cat was a Siamese cat. His name was Bonito. He was so cute. He was coffee and brown with all the brown tones. He lived to be, oh my God, we had him. Got him. How old was I think I was 7, 8, and we had him up until he passed away when I was 17.
All my cats died when I was younger. But I mean, cats die, right? Like that's the whole thing. But like, I mean, they died. I'm not a pet person so much.
We got to ask your neighbors if their cats died too.
Probably.
Because it's like, really, Chris, all around you, all the cats died.
Yeah. Anyway, so not an animal person so much. We do have Rico, the
Yes, I was
amazing
going to
Chihuahua.
say, Rico, cover your
And
ears.
he's in the process of trying to climb up on Veronica's pillow that she's using as a backrest. He's just going to climb up there and just like do his thing. We've got his hot pad out. So he's got a little like heating pad that he lays down on. We also have his extra pillows and everything else. And he's got his dragon that he's playing with. And he's just, I don't know. He's trying to get
Yeah,
comfortable.
for not being an animal person, you sure do love on your one animal.
Yeah. Animals, like they are. Okay. So I dated this guy once. This is the whole thing.
Just once.
Yeah. Well, this one time I had dated this one guy and he had a whippet, like the little skinny dogs that don't have a lot to them. Little tiny like paws and stuff. Any whippets. They're a whole thing.
I got to go look that up.
And they don't have like fur or anything. Yeah, it's a whole, it's like look up. They're very like skinny and like they don't have a lot of meat to them. And so they can't be out in the cold or anything. So this is tragic foreshadowing. We were dating and I had gone over to his house. And I think at the time he was making, this is when lychee martinis were all the rage.
I've had a martini now, but espresso martini and chocolate martini, I don't think they count, but go ahead.
Yeah, so lychee martinis. And he was making them, and he lived in Renton, like up on the hill a little bit. Anyway, long story short, this guy, he had a whippet that was a dog, and he was like, yeah, come over to my house and whatever. And so he'd like drawn a bath, and it was like just a whole like at-home spa day for the date. And I saw when we were sitting in the living room outside his little glass window thing, like the little slider door, there was a little dog that was sitting out there. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. And I went to go let the dog in. And he was like, don't let the dog in. And I was like, whoa. Talk about like, I was like, it is very cold outside, right? Like I'm thinking this to like myself in my head, but I was like freezing at the door, like stopping at the door and being like, what do you mean don't let the dog inside? Like I'm thinking to myself.
Yes.
So I'm like, dogs in our lives are inside with us, cuddling on the couch,
Yes.
making sure that they're staying warm and doing all those things. So anyway, he's like, oh no, I put a heat lamp like under the house so that, you know, the dog can go down there and has like a comfy, like cozy cave thing down there. And I was like, it is like 30 degrees in the middle of winter and you have a whippet outside in your backyard that you have living underneath your house that isn't even part of your family.
Heat lamp.
That right? No, that's not a thing.
Oh, I
no,
don't.
ma'am.
I don't okay.
No. You do not leave a dog underneath your house overnight with a heat lamp in order for them to be there. That is
First,
not.
all our cats are indoors. So I was like, well, okay, maybe, but okay.
Yeah. And then like growing up, we had neighbors that had dogs that were outside. They left them in kennels all the time. Outside in kennels. Who does that? Just kennels.
Savages. That's who does
I
it.
know.
Savages.
So anyway, not so much an animal person because I feel like they should be part of your family and they should be able to have all the attention that you
Yes.
can give them. And I definitely want to be reincarnated as like a gay man's dog. Right?
Okay.
Are you saying that
I
great?
want
It
to
just
be
puts a smile
reincarnated
on
as
my
a
face.
cat. As a cat.
Really?
Yes, you should
Okay.
see our cats are assholes.
Are they?
Yes,
Little
let me
a-holes there,
tell you.
yeah.
Yes, the I'm waking up. I'm like, okay, thinking that they have no food in their bowl,
Right.
but apparently because there's, you can see the bottom of the bowl.
Right. Obviously.
Yes,
Must add
obviously.
more food.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even though I go and get up, feed them, they lay back down, and here they come again because apparently now they're tired.
And they're like, Mama, we're going to be starving.
Yes, I know. Making this huge fuss. And
What is
then-
that cat cartoon where it's just like the cat cartoon that's sitting there and he's like pointing at his mouth like
Garfield.
Is
Was it Garfield?
I feel like it's that like black and white one where it's just like black outline with white and it's that cat. Anyway, that would, but yes, I know what you're saying with Garfield, where it's the same, where he's just like like insert food here, like
Oh my God, but we love our cats. My husband, you should just see him. He melts around the cats. He actually said he would love to buy land so he can rescue all the dogs and cats that need love and attention and all those good things.
yeah. I don't even know if my camera was recording there. I'm going to point that out for the world. Hello, world. If you are just seeing me right now, don't worry. I've been replaced from a cartoon to me if you're watching online because the camera was about to shut down. I was counting down like 5, 4, and I was like, but I thought I could record.
Did you forget?
No, I feel like I did.
Well, we'll find out in the editing, and by we I mean you, because
Yeah.
Chris does all our editing. I'm just here because I'm pretty. Chris needs someone to offset him, and that's bad if they chose me to offset him.
We're going to make it happen. If you're looking to sponsor, let us know. We're here.
We're really a lot better prepared.
No, we're not, but that's fine. I'm okay being not prepared. This is what you get, folks.
Yes, this is what
it.
you get for people saying, you guys should be unscripted.
Yeah.
Your personalities need to show. This is what you get for personality showing.
I will say the episodes that we did where it was scripted / like talking points, they were very boring, I think, a little bit. I feel like they were a little boring.
I
What do you
feel
think?
we're going to find that, I don't know, because some people, but then of course he is a banker.
Feedback from a banker.
Yes, yeah.
That's always
he
the
loved
thing.
the financial aspect of it, but I'm realizing it's a lot with personalities.
Yeah.
And how people take in information.
Yeah.
For me, I think, whatever we do is going to be fabulous because it's us.
Obviously.
But we're going to have to, I really want to find that fine tune of, hey, we're still having this, but sharing information, like, hey, did you ever know that you can do a lot of free things and workshops and learn all the skills and get free certificates, right? I think it goes back to, let's share information because I think that's what you and I love to do. We love to give back to the community. We love to give information, especially as a free end for people to take advantage of things. So I feel like we'll figure it out.
Yeah, so I think because we both like to connect community.
Yes.
Like whatever connecting community looks like, let's do it, right? Sometimes it's sharing information. Sometimes it's just having fun. Sometimes it's like cooking. Sometimes it's all these other things, right?
Yes.
So it's that like, what can we do to be like connecting community in that sense,
Yeah.
So yeah. So bankers, if you're watching, because I know there's a few bankers that watch us. Hi, how are you? Been in the industry over like 25 years, literally. So you're welcome. Banking and finance.
Yeah. Anyways.
I don't know where we're at or what we were doing. That was a total tangent, but we can, get back onto pets there. So when I was growing up, cats, we didn't have a dog at our house specifically, but my uncle did have a dog and was like a beagle-ish-esque. And we had a special whistle for him. So he knew the whistle because we were on acreage. And so
that would make sense.
when he was like far away or something, we had to whistle and he had a specific whistle that he would come to. And so, did that. And then we also named a tractor after him.
Okay.
So he had a tractor. So you never knew if people were talking about the tractor or the dog when you brought it up. But it was the whole thing. And then we had rabbits. We had chickens. We had pigs. Yeah, for a period of time. We also like grew corn, roses.
Of course, because it was
and then
farm.
raspberries, blueberries up north, and then horses down south.
So we didn't have. I grew up with 3 Amazon parrots.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was he would chase me when my mom would clean the cage.
Aren't parrots loud? And like they live a long time too, right?
Yes, they do. But well, they get if they get sick, it's really bad for them.
Oh, like a bird flu or bird something.
Well, that one had a cold and he just ended up passing away from that. But anyways, we would call him gordito, which means, he wasn't fat. He was just big boned. But he would chase me.
He was fluffy.
He would chase me, and there's pictures. My dad would take pictures, and you should see me jumping on the counters because he'd literally go like this, be chasing me.
Just like waddling across the counter.
Yes, going here, trying to attack me. And I was scared because I got
he was just
bit
trying
once.
to say hi. That's your perspective versus his perspective. Imagine he's just coming over to be like, "Hey, what's up?" And you're like, "Get away from me."
If he wouldn't have bit me, I still have the scar on my finger. Things would be different. Thank you very much. Talking about some, hey, come on. No.
He's just looking at your fingers being like sausage. Like that's all he's thinking. His little fingers.
Yes, that's what he was.
Mm-hmm.
And then as we got older, by we, I mean me. It's not a we. As I got older, my mom decided she wanted to have, I guess, the farm experience. So she ended up getting a goat, a pig, no chickens, which would have been the easiest ones. Never a dog. Wait, did we? We did have a dog. I just remembered that. She did have a dog, a Doberman.
Was a dog named Gordito as well?
No.
Gordito.
I don't even remember the dog's name because this was, again, afterwards, after I was moved out of the house. And but no, that was it. That was enough because I would go, I'm like, Mom, we're not a concrete ranch because there was no grass. It was concrete.
Yeah. Yeah. I've always if we end up getting like a big dog or something, like it's got to be on acreage, right? I feel like big dogs need more space.
Would you want a big dog?
Do I want one? That's different, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like we like the flexibility to travel and just like pick up and go.
I didn't realize how, because when we were traveling, when I was a military spouse, we didn't have pets.
Yeah.
Because you moved every 4 years. I didn't until we finally had cats. I didn't realize how, wait a minute, who's going to take care of the cats? You can't just leave for more than one night.
Yeah.
It's like, what are we going to do with the cats?
Oh my gosh. I have friends that had cats. They had like 2 cats at the time and they were like dating. Not the cats, but the people were.
Thank you for explaining
You're
that.
welcome. Yes. Good to clarify. And they were like living together and they had the cats. And so they had like combined houses. Each of them had a cat. And these cats did not like each other. And then guess who went on vacation? That couple. And guess who they asked to watch their house? Me. I was like, why would I come over and take care of your cats? But if that's all you got, I'll come over and do it. Yeah. So I came over to take care of these cats. And no, it wasn't at the same house. It was like they were living separately and I was taking care of both houses because they were going on vacation together. That's what it was. So I was going over to this guy's house. I know. Together. I can't even get it straight in my own head. And so I went over to this guy's house. His name starts with an E, so we'll just call me. So I go to E's house and I'd be like walking in the door and these are some big cats. And I'd like walk in the door and, they had like erped here and there and whatever, like little fur balls and all that. And I make it back to like where the food is and stuff. And they come in from both directions at me. And they're like crawling up on me like they're going to get me. And then they like come at me and like run up my leg and all this other stuff. I was like, I'm here to give you food and to like clean out your things and all that stuff.
It's
and like,
box.
Right? Yeah. And so I like go in and like, I barely made it out of that place alive. Let me tell you, like my soul was still inside of that house when I was leaving. Like it was like out of body experience having these cats come after me. But like, it's like, I'm also somebody where like with that one, it was a fast thing. They were doing it because it was like a family emergency, right? So they weren't traveling for funsies. This was like we got to go hop on a flight. Yes. Can you go by the house? There's a key that's on the counter. Like over here, do this, like right?
Last minute.
Right.
Emergency.
Like, normally for like, if I'm going to watch somebody's house, I'm going to be hanging out with their animals for a couple weeks in advance.
And
or
you'll
at
already
least
know, yes.
coming by to say hello and like, this is who I am. So when I walk through the door, it's not just like random kind of thing, right? But with this one, it was one of those like I had never met this guy's cats before, and I was going in, and they were not having me. They're like, I think they thought I was a cat scratching post or something. I'm 6'6", and I walk in somewhere and they're like,
wow, look at this amazing pole.
yeah, like go get it, like yeah, let's go, because they have the like big things that they play on and stuff, and so they've got those types
Cat
of furniture.
trees.
Yeah, cat trees, exactly. That's what it is. This is how much I know about animals, by the way. This is
About cats.
cats.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know cat scratching posts and that kind of thing, but yeah, those things. Apartments.
We have two of those.
Anyway, long story short, he was just like, it was a long story long, I guess. This is the Reader's Digest version plus. He was a nice, like, I don't know. They are super sweet cats. And after that, like once I filled their like dishes and stuff, and like once I was going towards the front door, they were still like tracking me, like cats do. And finally, I just like shut the door and I sent him a message and I was like, hey, this is how they're acting. I'm not sure like what's up, but I just want to make sure that I went in, food's replaced, changed out the litter, like that kind of thing. And they had an automatic feeder, right? And so it was an automatic like food feeder. And he just wanted to make sure there was enough food in there to be able to like keep going. And I was like, I feel like they need to have some sort of like human interaction or some sort of interaction other than just with each other, living almost like feral in this space. And so that's what I told him. So that was the whole thing. And then another time I went on a vacation and one of my friends was watching my house. His name starts with an M, so hi, M. And he now lives in Arizona. It's the whole thing. Anyway, and I think he moved there because he killed my fish. That's the short and long of it. I had a fish and it was a beta, and I had gone like on vacation, and so I told him, hey, can you stop by like once a day to be able to like put some food in, make sure fish is okay, like all that stuff, and like turn on the air conditioner and all that because it was getting hot. And or maybe I didn't have an air conditioner at the time and I was just like air the place out. I think I didn't have an air conditioner, and that is what prompted me to buy an air conditioner because I feel like the fish jumped out of the water because the water got too hot. Because where I was at, like where I was living at, we live in the Pacific Northwest. People don't have air conditioning here. I didn't have air conditioning, and
I have a funny story about that.
About air conditioning.
Yes, go ahead, continue.
I don't know. Mine's a long story long. And he he sent a message and he was like, I debated on just getting you another fish that looks exactly like it, but I figured I'd tell you anyway. And I was like, thank you for letting me know. I appreciate that. So if anything, he was honest, which I appreciate. And it was my own fault for not having an air conditioner. So after that, I bought an air conditioner. Anyway.
Yeah. So when we moved here in 2005, we moved here in October, and we moved into our space in November, to our new house in November. Well, it's winter time for Pacific Northwest, right?
Yeah.
So we've just come from Fort Bliss, Texas.
Oh, geez. It's 100-something degrees, right? And then you're coming here.
Yes.
And they got,
all the other houses we bought, okay, fine. We see this one.
HVAC, whatever.
So come May, no, it was June. It was starting to get warm. This was 2006 now. I was like, I went to go turn on the air conditioner. And when my husband at the time comes home, he's like, hey, did you turn on the air conditioner? I'm like, yeah, it's not working. So I call our real estate agent and I said, hey, Mandy, the air conditioner is not working. She's all like, you don't have an air conditioner.
You're like, yes, I do.
And I was like, wait, what? It says on here, air conditioner. She's like, no, you don't have it. I was like, why?
You're like, that is not how any of that works.
We've never had to ask because our second duty station was Fort Bragg, North Carolina. That was our first house. And Fort Bliss, we didn't have to ask about it because I just naturally assumed. So she's like, no, just vent the garage a little bit and turn on the ceiling fans. No, that did not work for us. We were not used to that, but it was funny. That's why I said, I have a funny story about an air conditioning. So yeah, it took me calling my real estate agent at the time to say like, hey, we don't have an air conditioner. Our air conditioner is not working. You don't have one.
Yeah. And I feel like, when we were growing up, we had a daylight basement. And so you could always go downstairs and it would be cool.
Yes.
Here, like where we're at, we don't have a daylight basement right here, right? So we have an air conditioner that we install that that makes it so that we can just have it there, but we don't have that like built-in HVAC or anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, if it's like AC or something, like, I mean, Mr. Cool, if you're watching, I don't know, who wants to come to our HVAC, we'll plug you all day long. Whoever it
Gotcha.
is, come on by.
I
Like,
think it also depends on where you live. I have some beautiful trees around where we live.
yeah.
And it makes such a difference.
Yeah.
So when we got married and my husband moved into my place and he brought an AC, one of those portable, the rolling ones, and you put the little
the
hose through the
thing.
window.
Yeah.
My first summer there, it was so different. I said, listen, I love you, not just for your AC either.
Yeah.
But it cools off the whole living room, which is where we spend the majority of our time because our computer's there, the TV, everything. But man, AC, I don't see how people do it where they say, oh, you don't need an AC. I think times have changed, people. Times have changed. It's a lot more warmer.
Yeah. I think about like even, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it was a little different, but I remember the first place that I moved into that actually had AC in it, right? And I was like, oh, this is like a luxury,
Yeah.
And I think there's only been one place I've ever lived in the Pacific Northwest, at least, right? Like, because there's many other places I've lived, but in the Pacific Northwest is what I'm talking about specifically. There's only one place that has had air conditioning in it.
Yeah. Do you feel like you didn't really need it growing up, the AC, because of the basement? And that's where you spent most of your time?
Yeah. So, well, we would spend most of our time outside because we were working in the yard and stuff, and like on the property. But then, having a place to be able to just like have it be chill, like downstairs, that's usually where we're at. And then for the like other properties, there was so much tree cover that it didn't matter as much.
Yes.
But like where we live at right now, it's like a tree desert.
Yeah. That's the thing.
They actually call it that right now in this area.
To have tree coverage.
Yeah.
There's an organization, I can't remember the name, and they'll give you a tree.
Yeah.
They'll help give you trees. And I didn't really know. And so they showed a map of the areas. I'm like, oh, wow. There was like one section and that's it. Everything else.
Because where you live, there's trees and stuff.
Yes.
Where we're at, there are no trees.
I know.
And so
what I hear is you need some trees.
Pocket and I have been talking about it for almost 4 years on like what we're doing to be able to create more tree cover where we're at. So there's organizations where we're at, like Pierce Conservation District, where
I think that's the organization.
Yeah, so they do outreach for trees, right? Not like we're outreaching on behalf of trees, but like they reach out to homeowners and property owners to be like, hey, you can get together with a bunch of your neighbors and we'll actually come and drop off discount trees or in some cases free trees for you to be able to like put on your property. And we've been talking about it more because we want to do more like with gardens and stuff in the front yard.
Yes.
But because it gets 100% sun all day, right? Like there's no way, like even... We've even tried like watering the lawn out there during the hot days on the summer, and all it does is just burn the lawn, right? Mm-hmm. And that's if we're watering in the morning. That's if we're watering at night when it's cool. Like we've tried it all, and it just literally, because it's 100% sun, even the grass doesn't grow.
Yes.
So from that standpoint.
But you know what? There are some homeowners that, and I only know this because when we were at their table and there was another person next to me and they said, oh, I wouldn't want a tree. And I look like,
whoa,
you wouldn't want a tree. And he's like, no, the roots, once it starts growing, then it damages the home. And he went through this whole, I'm like, okay, I can see their complaint. But I would think that this is why you talk to people that are professionals to say, this is where you're supposed to plant it because I'm assuming the roots would grow this way but by that time, I don't know.
Then I feel like, because I was one of those people too, where I was like, roots are going to ruin the like base of your house
and the concrete
like, all that.
And
and I see where people are coming from that standpoint. And I used to be there as well in my mindset where I was like, having a tree that is like at the house, the root system does grow considerably larger than what the canopy of the tree is. And so it is a question that people have to answer. For me, I feel like the benefits outweigh the risks, or it's just something that you deal with and you work with over time. If you know you're going to getting like roots inside of your drainage system or something, then you got to clean out your drainage system.
I wonder if it matters what kind of tree as well.
Yeah, and there's a huge thing about not having them too close to your house because they could be a hazard,
Hmm.
or them like growing to a point that they're moving your entire house or something. So having a bit of distance between you and them is good. But even if you're talking about a 12 or 15-foot tree versus a 50-foot tree, right? There's different types that you can get that work well in environments that are like city environments, like where we live at. So yeah. Where we live at. Well, I'm saying it. It's a thing. The words are coming out of my mouth. Yeah.
Yes, we know. We can hear you.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. Trees.
But are they making sense? That is the
Right.
question.
I always make sense. I don't know about. Always makes sense.
Yes, you do. Unfortunately, yes, you do. That I could understand you. And see, this is what unscripted gets you.
Yeah.
That we got to trees from
Yeah.
AC.
We sure did.
And then we started the AC too. I forget.
If we had more trees, we would not need as much AC.
I don't know.
I think,
Yeah.
probably still a creature comfort now that people would put in, but
No, trees make a difference. You could. I know. I go to other people's homes, and I'm like, oh, you have no trees. So that's
Yeah.
why it's so hot. But
Stuffy.
trees, yes, I love opening my windows and just feeling that breeze and just everything. Yes,
yeah. All right. Well, that's probably our time. I think we're at like 20 to 30 minutes.
probably. But people asked for this.
They
This is
did.
us unscripted.
Uncrysted.
You gave me your talking cooties.
Unscripted. Chris and Veronica.
Unscripted, yes.
Okay.
See what happens. All right.
We'll wrap it up. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. This is the Chris and Veronica Show. I am Chris.
This is Veronica.
Find us at chrisandveronica.com, Chris and Veronica Show on all the socials, YouTube, Spotify. And yeah, we will see you next time. Thanks for watching.
Have a good one.